Greetings, guys. This is Prince David here, and I could not ignore about the last news that I saw because of the death of Charlie Kirk. It was my inspiration from the beginning to start and speak for the speaking for the truth, speaking for what you stand for. And I'm not even an American. I got inspired abroad. The reason I want to upload, usually I don't upload about specific scenarios only, but as I mentioned, he was my inspiration, and I wanted for you guys to pause for a second and understand that, as my previous podcasts, that it's not an argument about left or right. It never was. And Charlie's death is just another proof that we have a group of extremist terrorists who are ready to kill those who I even won't say disagree, because I don't care if you disagree. They don't see it as we do. I think they brainless, because if they had a brain, they would use it to find a rational solution and not a criminal one. So this is a moral difference about how someone would act. So don't call this left. I'm basically, what I'm trying to say is there is good and evil. There is no left or right. There is the right way and the wrong way. Usually people from the wrong way, i.e. the lefties, they don't follow the Bible. They probably committed some criminal act. And those people have two groups right now. The group that already was the lefties, and the group and the immigrants who the lefties have solidarity with them. I don't know who and how it was, this assassination, brutal assassination. I just know this: when you're a public figure, that's why, guys, I'm not showing my identity. And if I'm going to show my identity, probably I would hire a ton of security, because you can't tell the truth without having hate, unfortunately, because some people don't agree I wouldn't say don't agree. Again, I don't like to use the term agree, because in order to you to agree with something, you need to know what that something is, right? So most of them basically don't know from the basics, literally don't know the basics, don't know the whole reason for that to occur, for any political argument. You can see it in most of the arguments. And I want to take this to an analogy to open your eyes between good and evil about every aspect. Not only the aspect that a good public figure should be in a high alert and show up with a high security. That's the reality. And Charlie Kirk was a victim of that reality. And that was my ever first consideration when I opened this YouTube channel. Because I don't mind facing them, but they're gonna play illegally. They know they're gonna do something. So you need to participate every move. They're gonna hit you under the belt. In Charlie's case, over the chest. Same thing as Islamist, radicalist. You can see how they are attacking. I just saw a video how they attacked. Even Charlie says in one of its debates how they some 70-year-old challenged him to a fight. And the Bible said, Charlie has mentioned it, I don't remember the exact quote, but anyways, let me give you another example, anyways, that the Islamists they are like for the veteran that I saw in the video, they attack him for saying that Islamist is a radical religion that kidnap babies, which is completely true. And they started with that question. So you're starting with the question and getting an answer that you might not like, or maybe you think it isn't true, but it is true. You should check your resources. But they don't. That's the point I'm trying to give. They don't check the resources. They don't do homework. Some of them maybe do, but most of people listen to rumors, get emotionally excited from some video about Charlie Kirk or something, and started to hate him because one thing he said. Even though if you explore the route where he come up to this, like when I saw his video, I can understand what he's saying without digging too deep into it. I don't know. Some people have a better logical connection than others. But some of the things you need to like, some people can't don't want to participate in the rules of society, in the rule of the law. They just do it their own way, the evil way, with the risk and with the risks and everything. So long story short, they don't want to acclimate. They just acting impulsively, and as a public figure you should protect yourself, because there are a lot of irrational people out there, a lot of insane people out there. Some of them you can change with their opinion, and some of them maybe they're drugged, maybe they're brainwashed hardly. There is too much reasons for mental illness in people, which are not diagnosed, by the way. They're just waiting for the right opportunity. Also here in Israel, in doing those criminal acts, I condemn them. And I think it's not enough harsh word. I wish them to burn in hell. And they will. Just a matter of time till the law enforcement will put them in custody. I upload this postcast because I really feel sorry for the guy, not to mention how much of a bad person you can be on a scale. Think about it. Not only you killed the man, you killed the man who had built family, who had built relationships with dozens of people. The evil doesn't think 5 steps ahead. The only step he thinks ahead is, how do I hurt him? Which brings me to another question, which is a huge problem in America, and I know Charlie approached it, which is the gun issue. Of course, not one criminal should hold a gun. We all can agree on that. They don't need to have even the opportunity to do these kinds of horrific actions. I don't know, for example, in Israel you have also these kinds of things. Of course, on a smaller scale. I'm actually not sure. Maybe. Anyways, what I'm trying to say from my experience, that probably you have that in the US as well. I don't think they're dumb, but you have a certificate that you can take a gun, but a pistol, I'm not sure about other guns. Other guns only if you're an army soldier or a policeman. And from my understanding, he was shot from 200 yards away from a sniper. That's not something that is logical. How did he get into the building with a sniper and no one noticed? That's a very disturbing question. I'm not suggesting, I'm demanding from our governments all over the world, all over the West. I'm calling the USA, I'm calling Europe, I'm calling Israel as well, to wake up, man up, and do what you did back in the times where no one gives a shit. Spain expelled Jews when they needed to. The USA can expel Islamic extremists when they needed to. The Nazis committed war, and the Britain take them out without numbering the amount of casualties. It's a war. And now it's a war good against evil, not left or right. I want you to really understand that. May rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. My condolences. You were my inspiration. May God bless him.